Welcome back to the Tech Today Show, ladies and gentlemen. We are with Scott Tease, the main man leading the AI innovation at Lenovo. Welcome to the show, Scott.
It's great to be here, Cyrus. Thanks for having me.
How are you liking the weather in India?
I love it here in Bangalore. It's nice. It's always nice here when I come here.
Great.
Really nice.
So we'll be talking with Scott about what's really happening with AI, because a lot of the people watching the show are somehow excited and also concerned with what's happening, and who better to tell us about AI than Mr. Scott Tease.
Happy to help.
Great.
To help. Yeah.
So let's kick things off with one question that a lot of people have been asking. There has been so much of development in the past couple of years. I mean, I can't even believe that OpenAI launched ChatGPT just 3 years ago, and so many advancements have come in after that. Do you think that we are rushing with the way AI is developing these days? Because so many models, so many transitional activities happening. Do you think that right now AI development is being rushed and we are not taking into consideration about people's employment opportunities, the environment, XYZ? So.
Wow, man, you gave me a lot to unpack there already.
I mean,
just getting started.
Yeah.
So, first thing you got to realize, AI is evolving very differently than most other technologies have in the past. Most other technologies would start with a company. Let's take SAP, for instance. They make a really great software product, and other people copy it. They do open source. But one company really drives an agenda for that industry or for that capability. With AI, it's really being driven by open source. So instead of having one company develop what's going on with AI, you've got the entire community of people, cloud companies, universities, research sites, individuals, all contributing. So it's making us go much faster than we've ever been able to go before. And I think that's part of the speed that you're seeing, is it's not just one company's budget that's the limiting factor. It's people's creativity, and we're all working this together. We're all adding into what AI is capable of doing. So again, that speed, I think, is just inherent in how it's coming about, and it is very different than we've ever done before, no doubt.
But is it a good thing that we are going so fast with this?
Well, I think that AI is a very powerful tool. There's no doubt whatsoever. And with any kind of powerful tool, there's the possibility that you could misuse it. And since it is so powerful, misusing it could mean some really bad things. So we're spending a lot of our time making sure that we're training our customers on how to deploy AI ethically and responsibly. We want to make sure that the AI that we're delivering for our customers is transparent. I can explain actually how it's working. How did it come up with this answer? What data was it using? I want to be able to explain that to people. That'll put people at ease. I want to make sure that the answers that my AI is giving me are the same kind of answers that you and I would come up with. That we wouldn't look at things like gender bias or age bias or race or religion, things like that. We wouldn't want to do that, and where we're making decisions, we don't want the machines to do that as well. We want to make sure the AI is doing good for society. It's good for the planet, things like that. So those are the kind of areas that we're spending our time on. You want to put down a really good foundation for ethical AI practices.
Right.
And then you build your AI on top of that, not the other way around.
Okay.
Because again, it's a very, very powerful tool, and you could potentially misuse it, there's no doubt. So starting off on a really good foot, how you use data, how you're going to use the AI, that's really critical. We're spending a lot of time with our customers on that.
Okay, so you get feedback from your customers, how they want AI to be reshaped or shaped in this perspective. So taking that feedback, you develop the AI in that manner.
Yeah, what we typically do with our customers is every one of them is at a different point in their AI journey. Some have really good data practices, others don't. So we're kind of helping them go from wherever they are to where they want to be. The most important thing with AI today is having a good definition of what the outcome needs to be, what a good, like a return on investment is going to be. How do you call success? That's a big part of it. Because I can teach a computer to do some really cool stuff, really cool things that we thought only humans would be able to do. But I can do that, but is it going to bring business value? And that's what we're spending a lot of time with our customers, helping them figure that out. Is what is the payoff going to look like? What is the ROI going to be? What's your cost to get into it? How do you keep it running? So, doing a proof of concept is cool and it's fun, but for us, it's really about getting something in production that's going to make our customers more efficient, more profitable, bring them closer to their customers, things like that. And AI is capable of doing all that.
Fair enough. Right now, you just spoke about responsible building of AI, all of the tools that we develop. So the problem is, whenever AI development or the conversation happens, people also refer to tons of carbon dioxide being emitted, water resources being used in like gallons. Yeah. So how do we balance that narrative? Because to train AI models these days, you need to also exploit certain environmental factors. So is there really a balance? Can we achieve some sense in that?
Yeah, there's no doubt we are throwing a lot of hardware at building these core AI capabilities right now. We're building these foundational models, and what they're doing is they've given us a model that understands the world. It helps the model understand how to think about things, but we're not really programming that model with any specific data. So it's kind of like graduate kids from college, right? We've taught them how to think, we've taught them a little bit of domain knowledge, but until they get their first job, they really aren't experts in that whatever field they go into, chemistry or banking or whatever. Right now, we're trying to train those AI models to do the very basic stuff, how to think, how to understand the concepts of the world. It's a heavy lift right now, and it is involving a lot of GPUs and a lot of data center power. Now, the hope that we have and the belief that we have at Lenovo, and I think a lot of other companies believe that long term, the good that that's going to do for the planet as we design more energy efficient buildings, more energy efficient cars, optimize the power grid for less waste, things like that. They're all going to be, pay off in a much bigger fashion than the power we're paying right now to build out those systems.
Right.
The other thing I wanted to mention is not all AI has to be that wickedly powerful, unique, expensive, power intensive AI. A lot of AI could run on my mobile phone, on my workstation, on my laptop, on an edge device that sits in this building here at the Lenovo development site. So it doesn't all have to be that heavy lifting, but those core capabilities, they are going to take quite a bit to build, and we're moving really quickly there, and we'll get more finesse as we go over time. Right now we're kind of brute forcing that capability. We'll get more finesse on it. And as we get those foundational models built, the real value is going to be when people privatize that model with their own data and start doing really creative things in their own industry.
So in a nutshell, we can say the more efficient AI gets in the future, the more power efficient it is going to become.
Yeah, one of the things we're doing today, and again, I don't want to talk Lenovo specifically, but one of the big parts of power consumption is the data center itself. These GPUs, servers, they use a lot of power, but all that power that goes into those servers, once it's used by the server, it actually leaves the server in the form of heat. It's like the law of conservation of energy. A watt of energy going in is a watt of heat going out. Well, I've got to handle all that heat. And to handle that heat, we spend about 40% of our power budget in the data center to go towards air handling and air conditioning. So imagine 40% of the power you're reading about for these AI systems is going to air conditioning. So if we can do that more efficiently, I can save pretty big on power pretty quickly. So we actually have a solution with liquid cooling where we replace all the air conditioning, all the air handling, the air movement in the data center with a liquid loop. It's super energy efficient, it's quiet, the system's run with a lot less power, and it's a great way to cut that energy even for building those big foundational models.
Or send your data centers to space. That's a simpler way to do it, right? I mean,
it's nice and cold up there.
Exactly. So you'll be able to use power. But coming back to one important point here, Scott, do you believe there is an AI bubble ready to pop? Because I'm seeing so much of investment in AI, especially among the top tech companies, but very little returns. And we've seen this happen before with the .com. Do you think there is an AI bubble about to pop?
Yeah, man, I've gotten that question a lot lately, Cyrus. I've gotten it a lot lately. So here's what I can tell you. As I look at the investments that are happening with things like the cloud players, like the Metas and the Facebooks and the Googles and the Microsofts and everything, as I look at what's going on with sovereign AI systems owned by countries like here in India and in the United States and my home and in Europe, and the GPU as a service things, there's still a lot of spending yet to come. So if there is a bubble, it's not coming right away. That's the first part of it. That's the heavy lifting part of the AI. The part of the AI that we really haven't even kind of touched the surface on yet is the inferencing part of the AI. Once I've created and personalized those large language models, I've got to run them. We're just starting that journey now with our customers, and that's going to have a very, very long tail. So could there possibly be a bubble in the amount of like mega AI spending? Yes, it's definitely a possibility. The long-term outlook for AI is incredibly positive because we're just starting to have companies unlock like the capabilities they're going to transform whatever they do, how close they are to their customers, how efficient they are, how good they are at manufacturing and quality control. They're just starting to touch those right now, and we're at the beginning of that. And that's a very, very long process to consume all that type of AI.
I mean, the smaller companies did not survive if we reference the past, take example the dot-com bubble, a lot of the smaller companies didn't survive. All the big tech that survived are the biggest companies in the world, who are, by the way, which I would like to come to my next question, are controlling a lot of the narrative what AI becomes in the future. I want your perspective on this. Since only a handful of companies right now control AI, what does that mean for a future where AI needs to be democratized, needs to be for everyone, with everyone, but not just 4 or 5 companies controlling it?
Yeah, so right now, again, as you build out these foundational capabilities, I think it's perfectly fine that only a few companies are building out those things. We don't need thousands of foundational models. We just need maybe 100 or something like that to accommodate different languages and different country requirements, things like that. We don't need that many of those things. So having that portion of the AI value chain concentrated, I don't think it's that dangerous. I think the real value is going to come once we take that large language model and begin personalizing it. So imagine creating this model that understands the world, it understands contextual questioning, reasoning, things like that. It has no data about any company's own business. It doesn't understand manufacturing, it doesn't understand legal documentation, it doesn't understand banking, finance, fraud, any of those things. It's only when I put that data inside of the large language model that I create something that has real value. And that's where you're going to see this broadening out very quickly, the democratization. So Lenovo and the Indian government have something in common. We talk about this concept of AI for all, where we believe that AI is only going to take off when it gets in the hands of everybody. And for that to happen, it's got to be easy to consume. It's got to look like the normal stuff that you're used to running. Either looks like my normal laptop or my normal phone or my normal edge appliance, or maybe my normal data center server. And it's got to be something that you can count on the outcome. It's got to be like a predictable, bankable outcome. And that's what we're spending most of our time working with our customers on. How do you transactionalize the AI to the point where you know what your goal is going into it, and you have high confidence you're going to achieve that goal going out of it. And that's where you get true democracy in AI.
It's interesting you mentioned about how Lenovo is partnering with India to work on a lot of these AI technologies. We'll come back to that. One question I wanted to understand. Where do you really see the future of computing? Because a lot of the AI computational power right now remains on the cloud. And people are slowly trying to understand whether on-device computing is also essential, whether it should be on the cloud, whether it should be a hybrid model. What do you think? What is quintessential over here? What kind of computing is important for us?
Yeah, I think so. There's no doubt in my mind, no doubt in Lenovo's mind, that the future of AI is hybrid. It's going to be different portions of the AI value chain in different locations. And I'll give you some examples. So again, I need Llama, I need Gemini, I need these open AIs. I need those things. No company should ever invest in doing that. We should get those from companies that make that part of their business line. That is always going to be part of the cloud. Once I take that model and I personalize it with my own company's data, that could either be done in the cloud or on-prem. And then once I've built the model, I'm going to inference out that model on a daily basis. And that can either happen in my pocket, on my desk, on a workstation, on a laptop, in an edged appliance, located on the walls here in the office, or in a manufacturing site, or it could be in a data center. That's likely on-prem. So it's going to be kind of a mixture of where the value chain needs to happen. That's the most efficient. Some's going to be in the cloud. Some's going to be on-prem. And hopefully a lot of it will be in your pocket and on your desk. Stuff you're used to seeing.
Yeah. I mean, you spoke about devices. Something that speaks to curiosity of a lot of people is there's a partnership between OpenAI and Johnny Ive, the man who created the iPhone, one of the most revolutionary devices. So partnering with an AI company to create hardware. But the thing is, we are looking at AI as a conversational assistant with us, without any hardware interface. So what do you think that future device is going to be, where it will be all about AI? We will not have applications, we might not have anything else rather than just AI. So do you have any vision in your mind?
I think the future of what that's going to look like is a lot of exactly what we see today. I'm going to be using my phone as an entry point.
You think phones will exist in the future?
Oh, I believe so. I believe so. Now, maybe it may look a little bit different. Maybe there'll be different interfaces. I can tell you this: the most common programming model for AI in the future is likely to be human voice, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Again, Python and other tools like that will be needed to program the AI, but the way that you and I will interface with it is going to be common language. Maybe it's Hindi, maybe it's English, maybe it's French, whatever it might be.
Right.
But that's going to be the most common interface language, which is kind of a leveling thing. Like in the past, to take advantage of really powerful tools like these things, you had to be a programmer, you had to go to school, you had to learn all this stuff. Now, man, anyone with a good idea can query the AI using their natural language, their own native language, native tongue, and query it and get really powerful results out of it. That's pretty neat. That's pretty democratizing right there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Elon Musk recently had an interview with a stock investor in India. He said something very interesting. He said, work in the future is going to become optional. Currency is going to change forms into maybe energy. Do you think that work with AI being at its most optimum level is really going to become optional for humans to work in the future?
Ooh, man, didn't hear that one. I didn't hear that one. I'd like to think that that would be a possibility, but kind of like Star Trek, which would be kind of cool. We don't care about just learning and everything. I don't know if that's the case.
But what is the future of work?
I think let's talk about what AI is going to do. I really don't believe that AI is going to replace people's jobs. I really don't believe that. Now, again, AI is a tool. At its heart, AI is a tool. It's, if I'm a farmer, I could use a hoe, like a garden tool by hand, or I could use a tractor.
Right.
Two different tools, two different totally outcomes. Both those people are farmers that do that, right? Sure. One just happens to be a lot more efficient than the other. So AI is a tool. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be groups of people that embrace AI and make it part of their workflow, and there'll be people that don't. And I worry about those people that don't embrace it are going to get outcompeted by those that do. So you got a civil engineering firm. Civil engineer, great civil engineers, both come out of school. One embraces AI, one doesn't. I guarantee that civil engineering firm that embraces AI to make those civil engineers more efficient is going to outcompete that firm that didn't.
Okay.
So I think that's more the concern that I see in the future is making sure that people are embracing AI. And again, my hat's off to the Indian government. They've done a really, really good job of setting an agenda for how AI is going to work, how to transparently do it. The education system seems to really starting to embrace AI as part of curriculum. I think you're really well positioned in the future.
How do you see India, Scott? Something interesting that a lot of people, again, have been talking about. Indians are getting a lot of freebies for some reason. OpenAI has given its Pro models for auto Indians for free. Perplexity is also giving its premium models with Airtel. Why are these big tech companies being so generous with India, as per you? And how do you see India in the future? Do you see it only as a consumer, or will we?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So if I look around the world, there's like 4 locations around the world that are kind of like the hotbeds for AI, and each area is a little bit different in their approach, the way that they handle data, the way that they're doing outcomes. It's kind of the United States, Europe, China, and India. Each are a little bit different. India is like a hotbed of AI innovation. I think the Indian industry, Indian companies, they view AI as a way to catch up really quickly. Like I'm a big F1 fan.
Okay.
And in F1, they have something called DRS, drag reduction system. And when you're getting close to the guy in front of you or the person in front of you, you can turn on this drag reduction system and it helps you go faster. Right. That's what AI is for companies that are trying to play catch up. They're trying to advance towards the leaders. And I think Indian companies realize that. So we have this program we call the AI Innovators Program. And what we try to do is take the best and brightest thinking on AI software, AI IP, and we make that available to our customers. Not all these companies are big. Like some of them are only a few people, like a couple dozen people.
Absolutely.
But they've got really good ideas, really good technology. We're helping bring that to our customers, and a lot of those companies are here in India.
Great.
It's a hotbed for AI innovation, AI embracing AI, things like that. So we're excited about it. That's probably why OpenAI and others are leaning in so hard in this region. It's one of the 4 big regions around the world that are doing really unique things with AI.
Great. So final question, Scott. What is Lenovo doing in AI in India? Because you have certain new projects coming up, right? Yeah. So if you could just shed some light on what Lenovo is planning for in India. Yeah,
so I mean, Lenovo overall is really working on this hybrid AI agenda. When we talk to our customers, we kind of tell them there's 2 ways they can go about deploying AI. I'm going to start at a general level and then I'll talk about what we're doing here in India.
Sure.
You have 2 choices when you're doing AI. You can either take your data and move it somewhere that has powerful AI, move it out to a cloud. That could involve moving massive amounts of data, highly proprietary data. It might involve moving it outside of country lines, which may not even be legal to do. That's one option. The other option is bring AI to your data. And that's really what we're trying to do, is we're trying to help our customers make that decision. Do you want to go bring the data to the AI, or do you want to bring the AI to the data? And I think a lot of customers are going to end up bringing the AI to the data. They own the data. They're going to find that that data is like, it's the essence of the value of their business, is that data that they've got. They're going to be able to unlock a lot of insight off of that data. They don't want to have it exposed externally.
Right.
So they're going to bring AI to it. Lenovo's doing everything we can to make AI available for everybody. So it's not just, we do a lot with the really big systems, no doubt whatsoever. We build a lot of AI factories for our customers. But the really exciting part for me is we're trying to help more companies bring AI capabilities in packages that looks a lot like what they're used to.
Okay.
AI PCs that look exactly like the predecessor PC that you had. Edge devices that look exactly like your old edge devices. They fit in power envelopes in environments that you need them to fit in data center servers that fit on normal power and don't consume lots of energy, things like that. So here in India, we're sitting in the Bangalore development lab, and we're basically designing the future of our AI systems right here in this lab.
Okay.
All of our next generation, we call them V5 systems, are being done right here in Bangalore. From power on of these CPU systems all the way through full testing and product assurance being done right here in India. And then once they're developed, we're going to build them in Pondicherry. We have a factory here in India that we're excited to see take off. So it's exciting.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. All the best for all of the future endeavors, and I'm sure Lenovo is going to be a mainstay in the AI shaping of what the Indian story is going to be about. And
it's exciting.
Hopefully we'll get to have more conversations around AI in the future as well.
I hope so, man. I hope
Great.
so. Great
Thank you
talking to
so much,
Thanks,
Scott.
guys.
Thank you
Thanks
so much.
man.
It's for you. More on the other side.